Game 1 of aLive and MaNa in the semi-finals of the SGL Playoffs here today. To the bottom right hand side, our blue Terran player is going to be aLive. And he's going to be playing against the red Protoss to the top left side of the map from Team Liquid. Let's hear if you're cheering on MaNa. Okay, so as we get set up into this, let's have a little bit of a look to see what's going to be happening. Let's have a look to see what's going to be going on in the early stages of game number 1. We just saw some TVP from MaNa, obviously. We just saw him playing against Ryung in the best of 3, and we obviously saw an array of different strategies coming out of him, playing in game number 1 with the... Well, game number 1 was actually maybe more of the standard game, nice long macro game, going into Tempests even in the end. Game 2 was, well, sort of similar, just sort of falling apart, I guess, a little bit towards the end of that one. And towards the mid game, I guess, just didn't quite have a way to hold that Terran army, and then completely changing things up to be super aggressive coming into the third game. As we're going to be seeing the probe coming down to the bottom right hand side, so just going to be having a look to see what the probe can get up to over here, to see if we can find any interesting information in the early stages. So probe just coming in, just going to be seeing it going up to the main base and trying to figure out what exactly aLive is getting up to in the first few moments here. So probe comes up, we're going to see a Marine starting to build, and actually cancels that build to Reaper instead. It's a little bit of a change of mind there. As you can see, this probe from MaNa still just moving around a little bit to see what's going on, to see what's happening. Command Center going to come down on the natural expansion, so Command Center coming down here, and this probe still just moving around to see what else is happening. So probe just nibbling away and yeah, looking to see what's up and what's going on, really. Probably going to move up towards the top side of the map now. So he's got the information, he's seen the sort of early expansion play, he knows what this is, and we'll see that Reaper starting to move across the map. So Reaper going up towards the upper left-hand side from aLive, his turn now to try and pick up that information. Again, try and figure out what is going on here, what is happening. You know, what is my opponent doing, what do I have to prepare against, what am I safe against. So just has to sort of figure out all of that, as we see the Reaper continue to move on the way up here. It's a very low map in Apotheosis, takes a long time to cross, makes for obviously the longer games, and it's interesting, we see a lot of drop play on this map, and in fact for being such a narrow map, drop play is surprisingly effective between the bases, I guess. Is one of the reasons why it is so effective despite being a narrow map. Narrow generally means there's not as much space to kind of get drops by, but you can just jump so easily between the third base, or the main, or the natural and the main here on this map. There's this big sort of area in the main base, which is kind of like a dead area as well. It means there's a lot of space where you can just freely drop in a lot of the time for the majority of the game, so it's interesting. There's a lot of space to just drop in the main base too as well. I mean, there's this dead area, and then all the way along here is very droppable. You can drop up the top side, so you can drop past a mothership core or something as well. So drop's very potent on this map, and we'll see if that's something which aLive utilizes as the game continues. Early on here, he's actually gone into some Hellion production, so it's going to be a Marine Hellion attack to begin with, probably a Marine base drop, with the Hellions on the ground to run by the natural or heading towards the main base. Maybe even elevate if he really wants to. Let's see. Let's see how this goes. We're going to see this Hellion just coming down here. Having a look to see what's going on. This Adept from MaNa is currently pulling back down to the south side. A few Marines are going to be joining up on the natural expansion as well. And just another Hellion popping out. I mean, the Adept going to try and get up here and pick up some information. Not actually sure if he saw the Hellion or not. I don't think he has. He doesn't really know necessarily what's going on. As the medevac will load, the Marines go across the map. And now the Adept will get in here. He will see some information. Will cancel the shade. But he will get the information that the Hellions are moving across. So he knows what's happening. MaNa knows what's up. Question is, can he defend against it? His natural wide open at the moment. This is a good map to do this on. It's not an easy natural to just defend at all. No ramp up into it. Very wide entrance. A few more Stalkers going to be warping in here, as we do see the Observer about halfway done at the moment. Medevac just continue to come up in towards the main base, and these few Hellions coming around as well, looking to see where they might want to go in from. So these Marines are going to be moving forwards, and they are just going to start getting a little bit of damage done. We'll see the mothership core getting a little bit low. This mothership core getting a little bit low, and we're just going to see the Hellions actually being pushed away by the Stalkers at the front. So good defense so far. However, these these Marines in the main base have to be dealt with, you know. Can't just leave them on their own forever, but they are starting to get dealt with. Full probes going down as the Hellions do make it in, and actually that's 5 workers killed now. He goes back and he gets 6. He'll get 7 here before the Hellions fall. So 7 workers killed. It's not bad considering this was an expansion-based play. You know, this isn't an opening from aLive, which, yeah, it's aggressive, but it's aggressive off of the expand, so you do have that up early. and you do have that to work with in these early stages. As we'll see a Depot coming down as well. And again, some more Stalkers from MaNa just going to be coming down to the south side. So some more Stalkers from MaNa just coming down to the south. And 4 probes going down again. Wow, Widowmine going off there. Second medevac comes across and is fairly effective. I mean, 4 more workers killed is nice. And that maybe is just the extra little bit of damage which was maybe necessary there from MaNa just to keep himself in a solid position here. So these Stalkers going to continue coming across, and we're going to be seeing the SCV will get picked off there pretty much straight away. Observer from MaNa still coming down. And wow, look at this, he just blinks over the wall. And this is the thing, when aLive did attack, he did lose a lot of his units, right? I mean, he didn't really maintain many of his units, and that's maybe one of the big issues he had in terms of that attack. You know, yes, he did a lot of damage, but he didn't get out with anything. And so these Stalkers have a great potential in terms of counterattack, and you can already see it here. They're trading very, very well. Some high ground vision still given by the Observer, as the Marine's just taking a little bit more damage as well. A few more units continuing to go down. Just going to be seeing another Marine or two dropping down as well. SCV's backing away. And the Stalkers just continuing to well, clean up what they can. Coming back in, try and dive on the tank, I think, but just realistically a little bit too far in there. So lots of probes going down as well, actually, across the map. Was that just a Widowmine connection? 10 probes have just fallen. Sorry, I've completely missed what this was. Too busy watching the Stalkers over here, so not sure what exactly happened there, but actually for all the damage MaNa has been doing, it's just been reversed by this little Widowmine drop of aLive. So MaNa, well, he has sat up into a gold base, so that's something at least, but wow, that is going to change things up a little bit. He is moving across the map to try and intercept this medevac, which he will find. Oh, but he doesn't realize it. He doesn't pay enough attention there. So the medevac going to stay alive a little while longer, continuing to escape away down the right side of the map here. So medevac continues to escape, and it's going to be seeing the tank just going to, well, a couple of tanks just going to position themselves just to help defend. Look at this, SCV's pre-pulled onto the bunker as well. I love that, just saying, you know what, if you're going to kill me, or if I'm going to lose this game, you're going to try and kill me super quick. Although it doesn't matter when the Stalkers just blink on in anyways. One tank down, another tank, I feel as though should be targeted here. I don't know why he would not target that tank so quickly compared to kind of the other one, which he got down really quickly. But yeah, we're just going to be seeing a few Marines and Marauders joined up together still as the Stalkers do blink back over the wall once again. I'm just going to be seeing the few SCVs pulling in, repairing up this medevac. So medevac getting repaired on up. Second medevac should get repaired up here as well. And 6 more gateways currently being built up by MaNa. So more gateways on the way in. You'll see that +1 armor is about halfway done. Upgrades are definitely something going in MaNa's favour at this point of time. As we'll be seeing Marines, Marauders, and 4 medevacs still just joined themselves together. Looking to see what they might be able to get up to. Another tank going to get lifted here as units continue to gather, and aLive just going to start moving out onto the map. Stalkers looking forwards here, and Marines and Marauders just push those away nice and quickly. Another scan comes down, and just going to be seeing the missile turret coming up just behind the wall. So missile turret coming up just behind the wall here. I'm going to be seeing a couple of gateways just going to be finishing as well. So a couple of gateways finish up, and they will morph on into warp gates right now. And these 2 barracks going to be finishing as well in just a few moments. So Bioforces on the way up towards the top side. Again, these Stalkers from MaNa just going to be sat around as well. And you see a few Adepts just going to be moving forwards, and again, looking to see what they might be able to get up to. Just moving in here, and well, here we go. They're just going to start a fight as Bio will fight against it. And more Bio from aLive right now. Continue to see what else is going on, and you'll see a few Adepts already under some heavy fire here. Tank's going to get lifted. This is a little bit of an awkward fight from aLive because he's getting surrounded, but he almost has enough to fight against it anyways. Guardian Shield's going to get targeted down now, maybe a bit too late because too much damage has been done. MaNa will clean up this army. Only 2 tank vacs remain, and 1 Marauder as well hidden up on the high ground. MaNa will be fairly convincingly surviving this one. His gold bay is definitely helping him out as well, something which aLive is still not even ready to take at this point. Still just building up into this 3rd command center, and that's only just finishing in the next few seconds. So that still has to finish up here. These 2 tank vacs will come back around the left, and Marauder too. Well, it's just going to be moving down here. Medevac will move up through the right-hand side and look to see what's going on as well. So Medevac going to continue up the right, and we are just going to be seeing a few Adepts and Mortals and a Sentry just suck around over here. And the Widowmines will come in and just be dropping off in towards this mineral line once more. So Widowmines going to burrow and just going to force the probes away momentarily. A couple of kills, nothing too much, pretty much the most minimal damage, I suppose, for having the Widow Mines being able to burrow us. Medevac does go down, so that's a nice little bit of a cleanup there. I'm going to be seeing the 2 probes getting picked off, so a couple probes get picked off. Scan comes down to the 4th base on the right side. It's about halfway done, that 4th expansion now. As this Medevac will just move out and go up the left-hand side with a couple of Widow Mines inside of it. So a couple of Medevac with a couple of Widow Mines is just going to go up the left and continue to see what's going to be going on. We're going to see a couple of probes here. A couple of pylons here coming in from this probe. Continue to sort of set up and see what he can get going for himself. This Medevac still moving up the left. So Medevac still moving up the left and SCV towards the center too. I'm just going to be seeing the scan coming down. I mean, nothing really too exciting happening, I guess, for the in the immediate future. Probe to the right hand side, still moving back and forth a little bit as well. Yeah, I mean, the game's going to calm down a little bit. The thing is, though, MaNa is just still taking advantages. +2 armor's about to finish up here. He's ahead in workers. He's still about even on army, which for a Protoss player who's teching is pretty decent. It's the right sort of place he wants to be in. So MaNa should be feeling fairly confident right now. Game so far has been fairly even trades throughout. 5.4k, 5.3k lost on either side. Again, just aLive taking a while to get that gold base set up and running. This means that MaNa naturally has just mined a little bit more, despite having a few, has had a few more workers, although mules make up for that. But having a few more workers and a gold base for a while definitely helps out, as we're going to be seeing. Adept's going to move forward here. May look to engage into this. We were talking earlier about how it's important to engage in early and plenty of time. He is going to commit. I feel as though he commits so early with the Adepts. He's actually got so many Adepts in the back that won't commit here straight away. Running into Widow Mines, not the fight MaNa wants to take at all. Still a few more Adepts going forward. So the rest of the Adepts come in. You can see how much longer it takes them to move through this army. And that's why maybe MaNa should have shaded in all of those Adepts initially. Maybe that was one of his mistakes here. And as we'll be seeing those few bio units continue to back away down the right side. A few sentries going to warp in on the gold base. And I'm just going to be seeing MaNa still just moving around. Stalkers blinking around a little bit here and there. Sentries joining up together. A couple of Liberators about halfway done. There's a couple of Liberators about halfway done again. Those 2 Adepts will continue to move down the right hand side. I'm just going to be seeing, well, a couple of Liberators again. Just going to move over to the left. So a couple of Liberators over to the left. Well, at least they were thinking about going to the left, but apparently not going to be the case as bio loads on up. And well, let's see what's going to be happening. Scan comes down, and actually you see an Observer going down already. These Stalkers are chasing, and that's scary when all your units are in Medevacs. You do not want Stalkers to be underneath you, so it is going to be an escape from aLive. But again, MaNa just finding a little opportunity. Widow Mine connection is good though. 8 kills. Nice little trade there. I mean, it's just little things like this that keep picking away at MaNa's economy that just keeps aLive sort of even in the game, even though the major engagements and major kind of plays seem to be coming out of MaNa. 4 Medevacs and 2 Liberators now going to bypass this Protoss army. This will create a little bit of a weird base trade scenario because aLive is on the map all over the place, to the right, to the left. But the central of the map is where MaNa's going to be, and he's going to come straight and he's going to deny the gold base. But then what? Does he go back home? It's such a long distance to walk. I mean, you never really want to base trade a Terran, but in this scenario, MaNa doesn't really have a choice. He's going to realize now that these units are coming in over here. aLive is going to realize as overcharges get popped, a Colossus comes in to help out. Mothership Core will pull back. Colossus is just still trying to fight from a distance, and again, he'll just try and do whatever he can. Bioforces will stay on this side too, and that base will go down fairly swiftly here. Disruptor's out. I mean, MaNa actually has the tools he needs maybe to actually make something happen, although Disruptor will go down. Pylon goes down, just reacting to this way too late while he's busy over here. He's actually going to be moving across the map now. He's saying, well, you know what, actually, I've shut down pretty much all your economy, so if I can just survive with some economy of my own, I should be okay. But I mean, it's going to take him a long time to get back, and that's my kind of qualm with this. You know, he's really in a situation where he just doesn't want to be wasting time running back across the map, I don't feel. But I mean, if he does hold this, then right now I feel as though he's in an okay-ish spot. We're going to see aLive though gets away with a bunch of units over here. He's going to have his 2-2 finishing shortly as well. That's something he didn't lose during this. MaNa will lose his +3 armor, maybe not his +2 attack. He's just losing so many pylons. MaNa has a lot of money. If he repowers these gateways, then he'll have a lot more of that back intact, and he'll be able to kind of maybe trade once again. Stalker's going to go back across the map almost immediately here. Widow Mines are connecting, helping a lot against these first few Adepts. More probes going down as well. As MaNa rebuilds a couple of different nexus here. Going to see the Stalkers will blink in, and that's going to be 2 dead medevacs. And the rest of them are empty, so it's a nice little pick off by MaNa in the end. And maybe turning around was the right decision. I mean, aLive has to kind of lift up a base to get a third down. So, I mean, overall, he comes out 10 workers ahead. Armies are even. I mean, Widow Mines will continue to do a little bit of damage here and there, but pylons are on the way back up in general, and I mean, just generally, MaNa's still sort of okay. What's the resources loss looking like? 17k to 14k? Wow, very Terran favored. But MaNa did do a little bit more economic damage early, and I get the feeling that a lot of that is actually MaNa losing, say, 2 Nexus, 5 Pylons, Robo, Forge, not necessarily in an army. So his army right now I still think is very competitive. Widow Mines. And if you force the Swords to blink back, I mean, they don't have a blink to go under the Liberators and clean those out super quickly. So MaNa does have to back away around this left-hand side, pull around, and might kind of a couple of medevacs here. If he blinks on in, he should see those. He'll blink straight away. I mean, that's nice pickings. Any little unit he picks off right now is very valuable. So it's nice for him to be able to do that. As we'll see him coming around the left side, and well, thinking about how he wants to attack on in here. Think about how he might want to engage this in the next few moments. A few Adepts will shade on by to begin. Double drop from aLive, going to keep himself active on the map. Another few probes going down. Just the odd Widow Mines around the base of MaNa hurting him at the moment as well. This Bioforce will take down this base. Look how quickly it falls, man. +2 attack and Marauders against buildings are pretty disgusting. So that building goes down pretty quickly. MaNa has the left-hand side secure, though, and that's a fairly fresh base. So both players are on a fresh base at the moment in terms of mining. MaNa just shading back home. The thing is, he shades back in, and he picks off like a Marauder, and then the medevacs are able to get away with everything else still. So still able to just pull away over to the right-hand side. You'll see another Widow Mine going off. Oh my god, how many workers are going to be killed by these mines? I don't even know where that Widow Mine is. Somewhere. I don't even know which one just went off. Anyway, there's more and more damage being done here. aLive just picking away at MaNa. He's now 30 army supply ahead, but well, don't take that for granted, I don't think. Not just yet. I still think there's a lot of potential here for MaNa to still take a fairly decent fight. Double Robo Facility building. Again, losing things such as the Robo Facility and so on. That's the sort of stuff that really hurts him, really slows him down. Here he goes. Stalker's a little bit late to the party. They actually have to blink just to catch up here rather than getting in position to fight the Liberators. And that means it's probably not going to be a pretty fight. The Immortal's currently caught in the front. The Colossus went down pretty quick. I like this. He's sort of kiting away from the Liberation zones, but he's sort of just taking too much damage already. Couldn't get rid of the Liberators fast enough, and aLive is going to end up taking game number 1. But man, what a back and forth game to start us off in this best of 5 series. aLive takes the lead. And let's introduce our players. So, we have to the top left-hand side our blue Terran. It is going to be aLive. Leading the series now, 1-0. And to the bottom right, our red cross player from Team Liquid. It is MaNa. Gateway, about halfway done. Nothing too exciting. What's up in the chat, guys? I plan to start streaming at 60 FPS. Well, I do have a new computer in the works, a new PC. Over the next month or so, should be getting that set up, and so we should be able to stream in 60 FPS in the very near future. So yes, is the answer to that. Yes, I am. And sooner rather than later as well. Why do I wear a jacket? I don't know, I think I just had my jacket on earlier. I had my jacket on earlier because I went out, and then I came in and I still have my jacket on. It's just, I don't know, it's comfortable. I don't know. Do you want me to take it off? I feel like it's too cold to take it off. It's like, it's not cold, it's just cozy with my jacket on. So, gonna keep it on. So there. Alright guys, we're kicking things up. Why did Cake2K get silenced? I don't know, I didn't see what he said. Looks as though probably because he was advertising something. not allowed to advertise in the channel, guys, obviously, unless you have explicit permission. Advertising stuff is generally looked badly upon. A couple of things just to mention as we kick this off and wait to see what's going to happen. If you are enjoying the stream, obviously hit that follow button so you want to go live in the future. We've had a fair few followers actually coming in today, so thank you very much for all of those. Keep them coming. And of course, if you're really enjoying the stream, then you can subscribe. We have a subscriber tournament tonight and co-op night as well. So a bit of a sub night basically today on the stream. And yeah, I mean, yeah, I know. Let me unban this guy because it feels as though it shouldn't have really been timed out. And yeah, so you can subscribe obviously. It is our last day as well on the donation goal for BlizzCon. Going to BlizzCon next month. If you guys want to support me going to BlizzCon and the content I'm going to make there, then you can donate. Today is the last day that it goes towards, the donation goal goes towards BlizzCon funds basically, so. Hi from Toronto, what's up ESC, I always say ESC champ. What's up ES champ? What's going on? How is it going? Thank you very much for Kings of the North Season 3, of course. It was fun. Enjoyed it. Hope you guys had fun producing the event. It was a lot of fun to watch. I didn't get to watch all of it, but I did manage to watch a pretty decent amount. Good games. Anyways, early on in this game, we do see aLive going to be a little bit aggressive with Marines at the front while a Widowmine drop goes towards the main. It's actually going to push straight on in here, and the pylon isn't that far forward, so it's a bit of an awkward positioning. You're going to see one Adept going down already, a second Adept probably going to fall soon as well. At the same time, here we go, Widowmine's into the main base. One goes down, second one going to get low, but not dying just yet. Observer overhead, as the Widowmine will connect on 8 workers. Wow, big connection, and MaNa takes a lot of damage here early from aLive's aggression, so MaNa takes some damage here early on. aLive going to try and back away from this. A few Adepts going to be coming up towards the center of the map. And just going to be kind of backing off here and towards the center as well. Overcharge going down just to continue to try and defend against this little bit of a drop in the main. You see another Widowmine in the natural, and MaNa doesn't realize it, pulls away way too... I was going to say way too late, but apparently not. He made it work. I mean, that was kind of scary, but worked out for him as this Adept Mothership Core will fight against these few Marines. A couple more Marines going to drop off here. I mean, aLive just picking off a few more workers. I mean, a couple of workers at a time. It's all adding up. 5 more workers killed, and well, MaNa is across the map with a few Adepts, but there's a wall off here. He's not going to get in with those. Warp Prism coming across the map too to maybe jump up into the main base with MaNa's build. I mean, it was only Resonating Glaives as an opener, which is a little bit different for the PvT, but it's just +1 as well. I mean, he's not really kind of like cheesing with this, right, or being all in or super aggressive. He's just being a little bit aggressive while he sets up into his macro game, and just a bit of a different way to open. As aLive going to see those Adepts out the front, Liberate will pull back to play defensively. As we're going to be seeing the... You're seeing the Warp Prism just coming in towards the main base. So Warp Prism in towards the main. We're going to see these Adepts dropping off. I'm just doing a little bit more damage here, picking off the Marine. And again, Warp Prism just continue to move around to see what else is up and what else is going on. So MaNa's still moving around here. You're going to see these units lifting up once again. And a few more Adepts going to be walking in here. And going to be picking off this Supply Depot. So Supply Depot going to go down. And the Liberator sieging up. Just try and protect against this. Although the Adepts just go behind the mineral line. So more damage being done. MaNa's counterattacks here are doing a good job. He's also into the natural mineral line. He's all over the place all of a sudden. MaNa getting some serious damage done. Still taking damage across the map. 3 more workers going down. Looks though as a Widowmine, the culprit of that damage. But still just Adepts all over the place. More Adepts will in. Picks off a siege tank. We'll try and get another one now as he drops in his units over here. Using the Warp Prism to just add to the mobility of the Adepts. Just in case the Adepts aren't mobile enough already with the Warp Prism in tow. And they're going to be even more so. Wow, we're a little bit laggy at the moment. Does anyone else feel that? It looked as though everyone's just like jumping around a little bit at a time. It's a little bit strange. Looks as though we're a little bit better now though. A few sentries warping in over towards the natural expansion. The Liberator are going to chase down this Warp Prism through the center. So the Liberator are going to chase the Warp Prism through the center of the map, and Just going to push that away, push that back home, MaNa. We're fairly late third base behind this. It means it's been a hectic game. Both players up until now have really been back and forth in terms of taking damage, dealing damage. It's been I think hectic is the right word for it, because it really has been. It's been busy from start to finish. Third Nexus is coming up to being about 75% of the way done. Just going to see a few sentries and adepts just sat around over there, and another pylon going to be coming up too. So another pylon on the way now, and just going to be seeing those medevacs lifting up, and off and away we are. A couple of medevacs going down the left-hand side, looking to see what they might be able to get up to here over the next few moments. There's a couple of medevacs coming down the left, looking to see where they can get to. +1 weapons going to be about halfway done here, and Command Center is just building up as well over in the main base. So Command Center building up in the main. A couple more Marauders coming in and joining up just underneath those medevacs. And there's 2 medevacs from aLive still moving through the south side here to look to see what else he can get up to. It's going to be unloading, and Marines and Marauders will continue to push on forwards. We're going to be seeing the probes starting to take some more damage here. We'll be seeing a couple of sentries going to start being targeted, and we are going to be seeing those medevacs having to lift up here and back away through the south side. So about 4 probes being killed, and we're going to be seeing more Marines and Marauders and Widowmines pushing through the center of the map as well. Medevacs overhead, and looking to see where he can go with this. Looking to see what he can do. I mean, aLive is again, it's like similar to what we saw from Ryong earlier, kind of on the late third base, but with a very aggressive opportunity to get damage done. We're going to see these Marines are just going to cancel the warp, and that's huge because actually 4 more Adepts could have changed so much. Already 9 workers have gone down here. Imagine what 4 more Adepts could have done. They probably would have fought against that army and kept on picking off workers. aLive's economy on 38 probes, workers to the 50 probes, but he's up 30 army supply, albeit down an armor upgrade. That's a pretty huge amount of army supply to be up in, so has a lot of aggressive potential now as he pushes on through. A couple of Adepts warp in, getting ready to defend against this little bit of a drop play towards the main as tank drops off, and already Adepts and Sorgas moving forwards first. Widowmine connection is good though. More Adepts moving forwards here as well, looking to see what else is going to be happening. Tanks are going to get rid of that tank, Immortal's going to get rid of that tank pretty quickly. Continue to push in, still looking good. Mothership core does go down, but has cleaned up a few units here as well. These units will probably drop towards the third base, as aLive will also load up and go towards the natural. So he's just going to try and drop his way to an advantage at the moment, an advantage which he's been struggling to find until now. Losing the War Prism across the map kind of sucks, because that means MaNa doesn't have anything going for himself here, other than just continue to try and defend against these sort of units over here. Could do with a few more Stalkers to really chase down these medevacs. Another drop into the natural. This is MaNa really starting to fall apart now, as aLive attacks to the third, then the natural, and he's just all over the place. You know, he's doing such a good job of rotating MaNa's army around between the bases, so that MaNa can't really keep up with it. And Marauder goes down before he lifts and leaves, and it's a very good trade out of aLive, killing off a natural expansion. And also he's got Marines, Marauders, and a couple of Liberators continuing to just set up in the center. Reinforcements are abounded towards MaNa's base, and they are going to continue to push in that direction over the next few minutes. You can see a few units just unloading from the medevac, and just going to be seeing the Marauders here, just going to be starting to get healed up once again. Some Marauders being healed on up, and everything just joining in together. 4 Liberators up in the skies, and again, just pushing forward, looking to see what exactly they're going to be able to do, and it's just going to GG out the game. Doesn't even try to fight the army, just says, okay. Also best of 5 as well. Some more StarCraft, lots more StarCraft still to come your way. As we kick off into this, the bottom left-hand side, our red Protoss player from Team Liquid is MaNa. And he's going to be going up against the blue Terran to the top right-hand side. It is, of course, aLive. Again, it's a busy day for us because we're going to be back later with the sub-tournament and sub-night. We're going to be playing co-op mode because that's what apparently people wanted to do when we hit 110 subs. That's what everyone said we should do. So we're going to have co-op night here and see what happens. See how it's going to be going. See how it turns out. See how many players we get. As we set up into this again. If you do want to play, then there's a small cash prize. There's some Wardy points on the line. You can check out all of that by going to !sub tourney in the chat They'll give you the sign-up link. Come play. Loads of people usually play with from all sorts of leagues, from low-level leagues to the highest leagues. Just come, have some fun, beat some of the subs, and get involved with sub games afterwards as well. Is basically how it's going to go, or how we suggest it goes. Alright, so aLive to the top right and MaNa to the bottom left of Galactic Process. The opening here, aLive actually having to build his CC off position, I guess, because the Probe was blocking it also. Probe is now heading back home. It was a Marine based opening rather than a Reaper. It allows him to go into that factory and reactor setup now, so see what this is going to be as a follow-up. It's an interesting one, not something you see all of the time. Just going to see this Probe from MaNa just coming back, and I mean, he's just setting up his Nexus. We'll wait to see what sort of tech he's going to be going into here over the next few moments. So Adept going to be finishing up, and the Mothership Core is just going to be sat overhead in the main base. So Mothership Core sat overhead in the main base. SCV from aLive will move over to the side here and will be popping down a command center momentarily. Or we'll be thinking of, sorry, not putting down a command center. For some reason I seem to think he's going to put down a command center with where he was rallying, but it'd be such a stupid thing to do. Build a third CC at 3 minutes with out in the middle of the map as well. Like, no, it's the exact opposite of what he's going to do. I'm going to see this command center just going to lift up. We'll land over in the natural as well. CC lands in the natural. I'm just going to see an orbital starting to build on up here. So an orbital starts to build, and well, Widowmine is going to be popping out. Another couple of Marines will be popping out as well. I'm just going to be seeing that Blink upgrade starting up from MaNa too. So Blink upgrade coming in from MaNa. 2 more gateways currently building up as well. And MaNa just continuing to set up into this in these early stages. Another couple of Marines will also pop out here. Just again, I mean, a supply depot to the top side. Widowmine is just going to be sat to their side as well. And these Marines are going to be starting to come across the map. So Marines to start coming across the map here, and again looking to see what exactly they'll be able to get done over the next few moments. It's just joining themselves up together and just aggressive play again. I mean, pretty much the same as what we saw last game from aLive. He attacked early with some Marines via the ground, and then he sort of just came in with the drop at the same time, and that led to him doing a lot of damage throughout the game. A lot of kind of continued drop play. Was very successful for him throughout, so you're going to see these Marines moving forward from aLive. They're going to hit the mineral line in just a moment or two. Adept going to take some damage. It's very similar to the last game. The pylon isn't very far forwards to begin with, and so the Marines trade very well initially. Now as the Mothership Core comes in, the overcharge will come down. That means he's completely out of position to deal with the Widowmines in the main base, and they do start a burrow now, and ooh, aLive does target fire onto a couple more probes just to make it a bit of a better trade. And this Widowmine has to burrow him again, and it does not go off before it goes off. It does not go off before it goes down. So, actually, what we see here is MaNa being pretty solid with his defense. I mean, what did he really lose? A Stalker, an Adept, and 2 pros, but he killed 2 Widowmines and 9 Marines. It was a good initial stop to the aggression of his opponent. So MaNa is able to shut that down, able to stop it early. I'm just going to be seeing MaNa will put himself into a bit of a better startup now in this game, than especially the last game at least. To be fair, the first game, he had a really good startup. It was the mid-game where things went a little bit wrong for him, really. So, just set this up and see what's going to happen, I guess. As see an engineering bay coming down behind the mineral line. 4 probes going down. What now? Another Widowmine drop? And these Widowmines, that's the thing. aLive's so good at just being continually annoying, just saying, well, you know what? All of a sudden I'm going to come in, boom, I'm going to hit you again, I'm going to attack you again. Just going to be a nuisance once more, basically. So, let's see, this medevac is going to pull away towards the upper right-hand side, and we are going to be seeing a couple of forges on the way down the main base. So, MaNa going to be finishing one forge there, and the other forge going to be finishing in just a few moments' time as well. You'll see that +1 attack coming in from MaNa. So, +1 attack coming in from MaNa, and I'm just going to be seeing second gas going to be finishing up here as well from our Terran player on the natural. So, really getting into lots of gas-based play, and I wonder if he isn't going to take a third CC, because, you know, for now it looks as though he's just going to add extra racks, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He'll add a third CC behind it. So again, very aggressive, pressure-based play into that third command center here out of aLive. So this third CC is starting on up then, and that means, again, from MaNa's point of view, well, it's quite nice because, again, he's already on the third base. He's already set up here. He's already in a pretty decent position initially for himself. So he just wants to continue setting that up, as we see the +1 ground armor now coming in. The +1 weapons is about halfway done. And another few gateways just finishing up here for MaNa, getting that free base production online. +1/+1 from MaNa will be finishing shortly. Just going to see that observer is building as well. It's just started up in production. We'll just continue to come out here as 2 medevacs. And again, 3 marauders and a bunch of marines continue to come down to the lower left. So we'll continue to come down to the lower left and looking to see what's going to be going on. So we talked about this actually in an earlier series between MaNa and Ryung, where in one game Ryung did something similar to this, and in the other game, well, he decided not to because he didn't have 2 tanks. But with 2 tanks, he definitely can be very aggressive, and on this map especially, well, it's important that MaNa took down the rocks, put it that way, because that gives him much more access down this ramp rather than having to play against basically a ledge which you can't get down against. So it's a nice little setup here from MaNa already to kind of maybe defend this, although he is being pushed back. The tank's already being successful. Adepts will shade in, or will threaten to shade in, forcing the units to pull back. And aLive is going to pull back for now. He's going to maybe wait for these next 2 medevacs, then go again. But he's not going to allow himself to be engaged into when he is outnumbered dramatically here. So I like that. Smart decisions, as MaNa does have a +1 armor upgrade advantage right now, and we'll take that into a 2-2 advantage over +1/+1 over the next couple of minutes of the game. Those upgrades from either player have started as a scan comes down. Observer falls very quickly. I'm just going to be seeing the 2 Liberators about halfway done. So 2 Liberators about halfway done, and Observer from MaNa going to be moving out onto the map as well. And these Marines, Marauders, and a couple of Widow Mines can continue to move in here and see what they can do. Bio going to start stimming up the ramp, and well, we're going to see a little bit more damage being done here. We see the Depths continue to take more and more shots, and well, actually the Depths disappearing pretty quickly. The tank gets pulled back as well. aLive is starting to break up this ramp. Pylon is going to go down. I'm just going to be seeing these this attack continuing, I suppose. So attack continuing, and we do see a few more Adepts warping in right now. Disruptor shot is looking to be big. It does connect to some extent. There's enough to clean up for now, and the Disruptor stays alive as well, which is always nice. However, here comes another wave of attack. This time the Liberator is coming into play. And those Liberators add so much into an army like this from the Terran player. They make it so difficult for the Protoss to really fight in, to engage in. As you can see, these Adepts, or the Liberators, already doing so much damage before the Stalkers can even start really making their way through them very quickly. The Liberators now do go down, but a little bit of the bio from aLive going to be pulling back here. We'll see a few Widow Mines going to load up from aLive as well. They're going to pull up towards the top left-hand side. So then a few Widow Mines from aLive are going to pull away, and just going to be seeing some more Marines and Marauders coming out and joining up in the center of the map over the next few moments. Mule's working away on the third base. Just going to be seeing a couple more Adepts coming in. A couple more Adepts coming in, a couple more Stalkers from MaNa popping out as well. There's 2 more Stalkers, 2 more Adepts. Continue to set this up and get it ready to go as Bio Forces will stim on forwards, and again look to see what they might be able to do. There's a probe going down. Just continued pressure from aLive, slowing MaNa from taking maybe a 4th base, for example. I mean, the thing is as well, he's also got the medevacs to escape with should he ever need to. Has the boosts ready. That's always a nice little benefit, you know. It's very kind of risk-free sort of playstyle. That purple mine drop from before. There's some good damage done. 8 workers going down. So some good damage out of aLive to again just keep MaNa on the back foot. Keep MaNa as the defensive player here. The player who can't realistically move onto the map, because if he does, he gets kind of picked apart. Or can't take 4th base because the Terran player has a presence here and takes position. Stalkers have to blink back. I was going to say they cannot fight against the bio on their own. Needs the Adepts here as well. Nice little pullback from aLive. Kind of preemptively pulling away from that Disruptor shot coming through. Just going to see those Liberators sieged up in the sky still. And well, 4th base from aLive going to be coming up as well as Adepts. Well, they do start to shade forwards here. Stalkers can't take some damage as well. And we are going to see the Liberators once again cleaned out. aLive has to find himself, well, does find himself kind of pulling back once again, having to step away, maintaining as many units as possible during this engagement. We're going to see medevacs load up once more. Free upgrades. Continue to roll in here from MaNa. He's already ahead a set of upgrades, and that's definitely helping him during these engagements. Every fight he's taken is just so efficient due to those upgrades, so that's definitely something. And so for all of the time aLive has been delaying MaNa from a 4th base, MaNa still is going to get that up there, and well, aLive is not really too much further ahead, which is sort of good, I guess, in a way, because you're meant to be just sort of a little bit behind as a Terran player taking the bases in this matchup. So to be taking it at a similar timing is probably still showing us that aLive has sort of done what he needed to do here, as we'll see now. Dropping towards the main and the third base, just going to split one medevac away to already get some damage done. And the mineral line is taking heavy damage. 7-8 workers killed already as the rest of the army comes in towards this main base. Sees what he can do. Disruptor goes low and does go down before he gets a shot off. Lift and relocation. This mineral line over here has really not been having a fun time at all. Double overcharge will come in to try and protect it, but actually the pylons will go down. I mean, yes, he's going to kill off a lot of the units, and he might actually still clean this out with another overcharge coming in, but that's a lot of energy to use as part of the defense here. Back to the main base, and, well, I mean, 11 workers killed, units traded off against, overcharges used up. The next attack from aLive has a lot of potential, again, to maybe get damage done, to be the attack which really pushes him into a stronger and stronger position. Stalker's out of location, and that's aLive knowing that there. However, Disruptor very well used just to keep this kind of army away, as we'll see just split. Nice split as well. And he's going to be able to pick off one of those disruptors. And another one goes off, and now he knows actually there's no disruptor shots available for another few seconds. And that gives aLive the opportunity to stim on in to fight against this. Pylon will go down pretty quickly, and that actually takes away a lot of those warpins that were on the way. He's got Liberator zones to fall back into as well. There's a disruptor shot coming forwards. aLive sees it from a very early position and pulls back immediately. And there's that fourth base. It is going to be dropping down as reinforcements come in from the north side. Disruptor this time is a little bit more strong, but still a nice split at the last moment from aLive just to minimize the damage he's taking. As he continues to push on in here, there's another disruptor going down, and well, this might just be it as the Liberators keep pushing forwards. Widowmines are burrowing underneath the Protoss army. That's going to always turn out to be pretty decent damage if the Widowmines are just going to splash in amongst the fight, and MaNa's going to find himself being 3-0'd here in the semi-finals. GG, well played. Thanks for the lesson, says MaNa. Good luck, he calls as well as he taps